excited.
So everyone here feels well prepared?
Yes, I will prepare myself to talk to the people.
Celebrity is different from meeting a minister.
Hello, nice to see all of you today. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, where should I sit? There?
Yeah, there.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
Special seat, huh?
Hello, I'm Reina.
Hi,
What do you like to do? Your hobby?
I read when I have the time, or I'll watch Netflix.
Okay. Wow, Netflix.
Netflix. What kind of show do you like on Netflix? Huh?
I'm currently watching Mobius.
Mobius.
Have you seen it? It's about this policeman, right? He's special because he gets caught in time loops. So he can go back in time and that helps him to solve the case. But the time loop only works for up to 5 days.
Ah,
What about you? Do you all watch movies too?
I watch James Bond.
Oh,
I like James
wow.
Bond.
Oh, that explains the suit because you're like super cool, right? Hello. Nice to meet you too. Hi, Vincent. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Jai.
Jai. I'm very excited to meet all of you.
Hi, Mr. Indranee. My name is Jacob. For today's session, the rules are simple. Not today's rule.
Okay.
No, cannot. Hi, Mr. Indranee. My name is Jacob. For today's session, the rules are simple. Nothing's off the table.
Come on, Jacob, you can do it.
Hi, Mr. Indranee. My name is Jacob. For today's session, the rules are simple. Nothing's off the table. That means we can ask you anything. No topic is off limit. We are all excited to have you here, and we hope you enjoy this time with us. Welcome to the assembly.
Thank you. And yes,
To start this ball rolling, everyone has a guilty pleasure. What's yours?
let me think. It used to be chocolate, but I kind of like got over that. So I'm thinking fried chicken. Yeah, but cannot have it too often. Just once in a while. Health Promotion Board won't approve if I eat too much fried chicken.
Hi, Miss Indranee. I realized that a lot of our female ministers and politicians have short hair. Why do you prefer short hair?
If you've noticed, it's the 3 female ministers who have short hair, right? Did you know that there was a name for it? It's called the political bob, or a pub. This is known as a pub. And why do we have it? It's because it's really easy to maintain. It's short, you can wash it very quickly, and when you get up in the morning, if you're in a rush, you just take the comb, you just comb for less than 10 seconds, and you're good, and you're out of the door. And in this job, you gotta be on the move and on the run most of the time.
Very efficient.
Yes.
What does a minister do in the Prime Minister office?
Okay, that's a really good question. Prime Minister's office is actually the Prime Minister's ministry. The Prime Minister's office looks after 2 types of portfolios. One is a portfolio which cuts across ministries, where you need the input from all ministries. So one good example is the portfolio that I have, which is marriage and parenthood. Because if you want to, handle marriage and parenthood, you've got to do housing, you've got to do childcare, there's also partly education, then there's cost of living, there's a whole range of things. So you can see why it makes sense for Prime Minister's office to do it, because they then coordinate with all the different ministries. Then the second area that Prime Minister's office normally does is when something is new. And you need somebody to start this. When we were doing the digital office about more than a decade ago, it was originally set up under Prime Minister's office, but now it's with the Ministry of the Digital Information, because after it grew and became more stable, you could put it under a particular ministry.
In your 24 years of government service, you have never held a specific ministry. Why?
Well, It really depends on PM as to where he thinks he can best deploy ministers. So I think the key thing is this. You don't measure it by looking at who's helming a ministry. You look at it by, is there something useful and important that you can do? And for me, I have actually 4 different portfolios. I'm in Prime Minister's office, looking after marriage and parenthood, which is a really, really important question for Singapore, because if we don't have enough marriages and enough babies, we won't have enough Singaporeans, and then it'll be difficult for Singapore to exist, right, without Singaporeans. And then at the national development side, I help to look after the built environment sector, and in particular the professional services, so the architects, the engineers. And this too is very important, because if we don't have a strong professional services and built environment sector, then all our HDB housing, our other buildings, our infrastructure can't be done. And then in finance, because Prime Minister is also the finance minister, but he's got a lot of other things to do, I help with the day-to-day running. So in that sense, I think there's a lot of important work and contribution, and that's something that I'm happy to work on.
Thank you, Minister. And I'm just curious, do you ever foresee a female Prime Minister in the future, like 10 years down the road?
I certainly hope so, that somewhere in the future there will be a female Prime Minister. We've got a good Prime Minister now, he's doing a great job. But you know, one day I hope to see a female Prime Minister.
Which female politician do you admire most?
The one that I admire a lot is actually not alive today. And it's not even one of our contemporary politicians. I've always thought that one of the smartest politicians, even though she didn't have that title at that time, was Queen Elizabeth I. Have you read about her? Yes. Yeah, you have? So not the Queen Elizabeth who passed away recently, who's more of a monarch in title. But the original Queen Elizabeth, in those days you didn't really have this separation between monarch and politics. And she had to be a really, really smart politician, because she didn't marry. One reason was because she wanted to make sure that the throne of England was not subject to external influences. She also wanted to make sure that she retained control over the kingdom. But she had many suitors from different countries, and she managed to balance all of them without getting them too angry, but at the same time not saying yes to any of them, and still keeping her kingdom intact. At that time, because we're talking about back in the 1600s, right, it was very, very unusual to have a woman monarch running a country, and also she started at a very young age and in very difficult circumstances. Whenever I read about her or see the movies, I always thought that, you know, she was really, really smart. And she defended her kingdom against several attacks, and I think she was a very popular queen. It's difficult to be smart, run a country, and popular at the same time, but she had all those attributes.
What is the most difficult thing you ever had to do at work?
I think the most difficult thing I've had to do at work is when you have to shut down something and people may be affected. One example of this was when we had to close down the turf club, because we need land to build HDB flats. And Singapore is small, right? So we had to take that land back, but it was tough for the horse trainers. So you have to meet them and explain why, and also understand their needs and concerns and try to address that. Some jobs had to be closed down, and we worked hard to try to help find new jobs or make sure that people had something different to do. But it was not an easy process.
You are a leader of the house, right?
Yes.
But is it like my mother, leader of my house?
You know, sometimes it feels like it, yeah. It's like all those people in the chamber that you have to make sure that they follow the rules and do the right thing.
Yes.
So sometimes it feels like being a mom, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because my mom asked me to do a lot of things at home sometimes.
But do you do them?
Yeah, I do. I do like laundry, baking, sweeping the floor, mopping the floor. All this stuff I do at home.
Okay, well, I certainly hope that the MPs in the chamber are just like you and do exactly as they're told.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Minister Indranee, there has been criticism of how you manage conduct as leader of the House, that you've not been fair. What do you say to that? Minister Indranee, there has been criticism of how you manage conduct as leader of the House, that you've not been fair. What do you say to that?
I'm not sure which specific piece that you're referring to.
Mr. Leong, apparently when he was out of line, you scolded him straight away and reminded him of his place.
Right. So that incident is actually on YouTube, and you can see it. He said something which I thought wasn't appropriate.
I wasn't sure whether I heard.
Speaker, if minister didn't ask me, I suggest you don't ask me.
So I had to get up very quickly, and I had to put my file on the side. Of course, there's a lot of dramatic videos, right, that show the file in slow motion. But actually, if you look at the video, you will see that I actually spoke in a very even and measured tone.
Mr. Speaker, as Leader of the House, I would just like to remind members to conduct themselves in a parliamentary manner, and the tone in which we address one another is important.
And so when you look at the video, you will see that it was not as dramatic as some of the other edited versions.
Also, apparently, when, PAP members called him names, like illiterate, you stood by and did nothing.
No, there was one comment from a minister who responded immediately. So usually if the issue is raised, then we'll have to deal with it. Sometimes if it's on outside of the House, and we'll, highlight it.
Also, the situation with Mr. Tan actually used the F word on James Lim.
I did address that in Parliament, and I
okay.
said that it was not appropriate. There were incidences in the past where such words had been used, and in those instances, the members had also apologized. And for that one, Mr. Tan did apologize.
Okay, and all went well afterwards.
Well, by the time the subject came back up in Parliament, he had already resigned. So I had actually stood up as the Leader of the House at that time to convey the apologies.
Good morning, Ms. Indranee. Earlier on, you mentioned that certain videos on YouTube have over-dramatized you dropping the files, like as though you were in a rush of some sort. Do you think Singapore politics is in a volatile position when it comes to social media?
I wouldn't say that we are in a volatile position, but I think that what is very important is that anybody watching social media should be able to distinguish between what happens in reality and the ones that are put out and edited or hyped up. So the good thing is that we have the live stream that comes from MDDI, and it's just a pure, straight recording of what actually happened. What usually goes out on social media is smaller snippets. They've been edited. If anybody wants to know what really happened, it's important to have the plain vanilla record there. If something is being presented in a particular way, always good to check, just to make sure that you get the right facts.
What was it growing up as a mixed-race child?
I never thought of myself as a mixed-race child. My mom's Chinese, my dad's Indian, Tamil. My mom's Christian, my dad was Hindu. But I never thought of myself in those terms. I just thought of myself as me. I'm me. My parents always loved me for exactly who I am. So did my siblings. And therefore, it didn't really feature in my childhood that I was mixed race, other than the fact that I had access to both cultures, which was nice.
Your dad passed on when you were 5. But if your dad was still around today, what question would you ask him?
If he was still around today, I guess the question I would ask would be quite similar to what I think many other children might ask their dad, which was, do you think I did good? And if he did, if he thought I did good, then I would be happy.
Sure, the answer will be yes, 100%, to be honest.
I hope so, but you know, you don't take these things for granted.
My next question to you will be, do you remember the time when your siblings passed away? What were you doing at that moment?
My sister, she passed away in France because of the time difference. I think it was at night, and we were just getting ready to go to sleep, and I think that's when the call came in. But for my brother, I was at work. I had just come back from court. I was back in the office when they tried calling me, and at first I wasn't able to take the call, but when I did, then they told me that he was actually taken to the hospital because he had had a heart attack at NUS. So then I rushed down to the NUH, but by that time he had passed on.
Do you ever feel that it is very unfair for you that your siblings have passed away?
You know, you just have to take life as it comes. I'm happy for the fact that I had many years with my siblings, although fewer years with my sister because she was working in France. But I used to go almost every year when I was younger to spend my holidays with her. So we had really good times together. So at the end of the day, you don't look at it as whether it's fair or unfair. You look at it as what was the quality of the time that you had with them. And with both my siblings, they were great siblings, and the time that I had with them were good times. And that's what I remember, and that's what I hold on to.
Thank you.
Come.
We understand that recently your mother just passed away. Our condolences.
Thank you.
How are you coping with it?
I'm coping okay. My mum passed away on the 29th of August, but she was 102. So she had had a very, very long life, and I had many, many good years with her. It was just that in the last 2 weeks it was a bit difficult because she had pneumonia. Are you a nurse?
Yes, I am.
You're a nurse, right? So you know what it's like when they have pneumonia because it's difficult to breathe and they're gasping for air. So that was very tough. But at the end, I think that the doctors were able to give her medication to help her to be more comfortable. And I was with her right up until the very end. And I think that was important, both for her as well as for me.
We see that you love her very much, and it must be quite difficult. And it's okay to be not okay sometimes, right?
That is true. It takes time. You can't just sort of say, let's get everything back to normal and do everything exactly as it was before straight away. You can't. It's just tough. So grief takes time. But the important thing is every day to continue doing the day-to-day things because that helps you. And then you also find that as you do that, for me, the things I used to do with my mom, it brings back happy memories. Gradually, the sadness passes away, and what is left behind is the love and the happy memories, and that's the place that you want to be in.
I like that. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're now the only one left in your family. Like, do you feel lonely?
Well, yes and no. I'm one of those people who actually sometimes just likes their own space. I don't always have to be surrounded by people, and in fact, in this job, when there's so much going on, actually just having me time, alone time is precious. But that said, there are some times that you feel that you would like to have family around. But I see this as a new season in life, and right now my job in fact makes sure that I have many people to look after. I, generally speaking, am okay. There'll be occasions when I feel lonely, then I'll just call some of my friends, and I have some really, really good friends who have been my friends since actually kindergarten or primary school, or if I need to, then I can always go and drop by and see my cousins.
Okay. Okay, I do have like similar experience with you. My previous family don't care about me anymore, so I'm living all by myself for the last 8 years.
Are you in a good place now?
Yeah, I'm in a good place, and I'm going to study a private diploma at SIM.
Oh, well done.
Minister Indranee, sharing about your family or cousins, do you regret not having children?
You know, you go with life as it comes, right? And since I never met a particular person that I wanted to settle down with and I'm not married, then there's no children in the equation. I'm not one of those who sort of looks back and says what might have been. I'm more the sort of person who says, okay, this is what it is. I'm sure if you ask, would it have been nice? I'm sure it would have been, but it just isn't the case, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Thanks for sharing.
Hi, Minister Indranee. Are you still single or are you seeing anybody? Hi, Minister Indranee. Are you still single or are you seeing anybody?
I'm still single and not seeing anybody in the sense that you mean. I think you mean dating, right? Like, no. I see lots of people every day for all sorts of reasons, but no, not dating.
I'm just really curious. Do you ever feel that politics have robbed you of your dating life?
No. I would not say that at all, because it's given me so many opportunities to meet people, to do things. Because if I weren't in this job, I might not have been asked to do a program like this, and I wouldn't have gotten to meet all of you. And it's a really, really precious and wonderful experience. So politics has given me a lot in terms of broadening my horizons. So I wouldn't say it's robbed me of my daily life. It's given me the opportunity to contribute to policies and to do things, meet people whom I wouldn't otherwise have had the opportunity to do.
Did you ever feel like a failure because you didn't manage to find someone to settle down with?
There were some occasions, right, when relationships don't go well. Then you start to doubt yourself and you say, is there something wrong with me? But after reading up about it, talking to people and so on, I figured out it's not me per se. Sometimes things are just not meant to be. And if they aren't, they aren't. But you shouldn't see, that if you don't have a relationship, you shouldn't see that as something being wrong with you. What's most important is that you must be comfortable in your own skin and you must be happy with who you are. Now, this also means that sometimes you have to take a good hard look at yourself and ask, are you doing the right thing? Is what you're doing actually particularly nice, or would people react negatively to it? Are there areas where you can do better and improve? I can assure you that many, many times I've taken a hard look and said, okay, I got to do this better, or I shouldn't say this the next time, or I need to be nicer, or I need to be kinder. Have all these conversations with myself, but at the end of the day, you are who you are. And you should be happy with who you are, because you're unique and you're precious, and there's nobody else like you in this world.
Thank you very much, Minister. I feel really honored to have you answer that question, because I think that's a really personal message to me as well.
Well, you're very special, definitely.
Mr. Indranee, what kind of guy are you looking for?
Oh, I'm actually not looking for one at the moment, but he'd have to be humorous. He's got to have a sense of humor. He's got to be a nice person, like you. And most importantly, he has to have washboard abs. Yeah.
So you need a stronger man? You need a taller man?
No, it just means that means he's been working out and he's paying attention to his health and, you know, all the good things, yeah.
Are you picky about it?
I would say that I'm not picky, but I'm not sure whether other people might agree with that. They might think that I'm very picky. Hard to say.
I love that you're a single queen, but would you consider using a dating app now?
No, I don't think so. Nothing against dating apps. It's just that I grew up in an era where this wasn't a thing, and I'm not sure that that's for me. I kind of like want to see who they are in person, and not really an app person, at least not for this purpose.
Hi, Miss Indranee. You do also dance salsa?
I can, but I haven't done it for a long time, but I can. The reason why I took up salsa was a combination of reasons. One was because I just wasn't getting enough activity and I wanted to do something which was fun. The other, of course, is to meet people, not necessarily with a viewpoint of getting someone to date or to go out with. And when I first took up salsa, 25 years ago, I discovered another group of friends who are still my friends till today. And very good friends, and we've gone way beyond salsa.
I dance like K-pop dancing before,
Oh,
like
okay.
K-pop song.
Thank you, Ms. Indranee, for answering all the questions. You're an absolute icon. I love you.
Thank you.
And you were talking about salsa dancing just now, so perhaps you could show us a few moves and we could perhaps dance with you?
Okay, that would be fun.
Yay!
Let's do this. Let me just face them first to explain. Okay, is everybody ready? Yes? Awesome. I will demonstrate first and then you follow. So we just do the step first, okay? Just the step. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then the next one will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done, everybody. Great